Welcome to the Hamsey Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Wednesday, January 9, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 1002. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at 748. We had 53 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and one new 52-week low for the S&P 500. Very positive market internals here today. For the volatility, 579,000 contracts traded on the VIX today with 44 million in total premiums paid. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in January, we saw 1.88, which is neutral, with 17% of the total premiums paid. February, a 0.65, which is neutral, with 46% of the total premiums paid. And March, a 0.58, which is neutral, with 29% of the total premiums paid. As you can see here, we had a neutral reading today on the VIX on the dollar-weighted put-call ratio. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. We were up 3.9 handles for the day, or 0.27%. As you can see here, we bounced off positive 1 sigma, which was important. Yesterday we talked about that. We're looking for 1474 as our first target, and then 1492. That's gonna be our second target. You can see here, CI started to be being red here, as you can see, which is a warning sign. Doesn't mean we are going to sell off here, but we want to look also at the slope here. We continue to be on a positive slope, starting to go lower, so we want to make a couple of updates to bring that slope higher again. On our range here, you can see here we closed right below our resistance line here. We want to see a breakout tomorrow and Friday, continuing going for that 1474 level we talked about. On SPY here, you can see we are being on a very tight range so far for this year. I'm looking for a breakout here and testing the 148 level. That's what I'm looking so far. So let's keep an eye on higher levels from here. If we do break above, my line in the sand is going to be the lows we made on January 2nd, as you can see there on that support line I've drawn here. For the Qs, here we have the Qs. We broke the 100-day moving average today. We were able to close above it. I'm looking for a test of the highs and breaking above, even going to 68 as our next target on the Qs here. For IWM, here we have the Russell 2000 ETF. We have a new high close here. We close on a new high. As you can see here, we did not break the intraday high, which was 87.44, but we were closing above this week's last week's high, so that's important. I'm looking for higher prices here, 88 as our first target, and then 90. That's what I'm looking here. And as support, you can see here that 86 level is acting as pretty nice support. I'm gonna keep looking at that support level down there. For Apple, here we have our Apple chart down 1.8% for the day. Pretty big sell-off here again in Apple. We've been talking about this one going lower. I'm looking for a test of the 500 level and even breaking to the downside. So keep an eye on Apple here. This is gonna be the fourth time we tested that 500 level. I think we're gonna go lower, but keep an eye on what the chart is telling you. Maybe you can try to make a trade from the 500 with a very tight stop underneath it, or wait for a bounce here. So I'm looking for lower prices here. Maybe that comes even tomorrow with a 2% sell-off, and we'll reach our 500 target on the downside. Another chart looking here, Netflix. We talked about this one yesterday. We were down 1.36% today. And as you can see here, we broke the first support level, and we're now looking for an upward trend line. That's going to be in line with the 20-day moving average, around 93.20 tomorrow. So that's going to be important there. Keep an eye on that level. Maybe you can trade against it and again to that 100 target, 101. Netflix has been moving very nicely here in between the target and bouncing off this trend line. So keep an eye on it, and maybe trading up to 101.